Hello, and thank you for joining the 2023-24 Alabama Goes to College Celebration Day event. We are thrilled to be with you this morning and so excited to celebrate all of our wonderful educators and community partners who support our students throughout the academic year. I will now turn it over to Alabama Possible's Deputy Director, Manisha Mishra.
We cannot do this work without thanking our sponsors. It is because of all these sponsors that we are able to do all this work and provide all our support for free to all of you. So these are our sponsors. We wanted to acknowledge them and make sure that we thank them. Our partners, Alabama Commission on Higher Education, Alabama Community College System, and Alabama State Department of Education. So we partner with these three organizations within Alabama and provide all our initiatives. And then we also have partnered with Get Educated, which is a Common Black App organization. They have this Common Black college application that all Alabama students can apply for free to over 65 HBCUs nationwide. We are on social media. Please follow us on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, and our handles are mentioned over here. And please use these hashtags also when you are posting anything, because that way we can give you some kind of national coverage and we will be able to acknowledge all the work that y'all are doing. This is our agenda for the day. We already heard from Mr. Vandiver. Then we actually are having some challenges with our keynote speaker. So I will now invite Mrs. Chandra Scott, our formidable and courageous executive director.
Good morning, everyone. So when they say always be prepared and always be ready, this is one of those moments that they teach you about. So we were looking forward to having Dr. Shields as our keynote this morning. But I will be stepping in her place. But here's the part about that makes it easy, is because it's so easy to talk about those who are on the front lines every day and doing the work that really gets us to the finish line, and for the students across our state to really be able to attain the goals that they dream of or don't even know they've dreamt of, because you made it possible. So this is going to be a quick and easy conversation for me to have with you all. So first, I want to just pause and say congratulations. You got through this 2023-2024 school year. We know how hard it has been this year. Trust me, we get the phone calls at our help desk. We've heard from you, some of you on this call. And so we know it's been a challenge. FAFSA, the better FAFSA form, was supposed to be better, right? And so, unfortunately, we were faced with many, many challenges this year. Trust me, we shared all of your concerns at the federal level. We do not just listen to you. We try to advocate on your behalf. And this year we were able to do so, taking all of the concerns you had about what was playing out, but yet you still persevered. That's what's amazing when you look at the data across our state and where we are in FAFSA completion. I mean, I wish there was a way I can like run around the room and high five each one of you, because you still were able to move the students beyond even what we could have dreamt could have happened, due to the fact that there were so many challenges that you were being faced with the form. And it does. And here's the thing: you were still layered with other barriers that already exist. And so we just applaud you all for just being able to be what I would call pressure and support. And so I want to just talk from those two words just for a moment. And so we know a lot of students and I can talk about this because I have lived it this year. I'm the parent of a senior that has graduated. And so as a counselor, you had to continue to provide pressure to your students in their senior year, because we all know that famous word of senioritis. It is real. And you had to make sure and remind your students, yes, you've gotten to the year that you've waited for, but you have to finish strong. And you continue to remind them and push them and provide them resources that they needed to finish strong. So you had to provide that pressure, showing them here's what's possible, but you still have to finish. But then what you do the best and what you do the most is providing support. Students that you have, they're all unique in their own way. They all have gaps and supports that they need that are different from each other. and you find a way to individualize those supports. And that is not easy because one thing we know as counselors, you're not just sitting in your office waiting for a student to walk in for you to help them with their post journey plan. There are so many other hats that you wear in the school building. And so you're probably wearing 10 hats in one day in the first 5 minutes that you walk into the building. And yet you find time to give support to each individual student as they need it. You meet them where they are. And that's why today you're being celebrated because you understand your role of pressure and support. You know how to balance that for each student across our state. And you're able to reach to them where they are, despite of whatever challenges that they may be faced. The creativity that you guys come up with is just mind blowing for me when we're able to hear some of the stories and we see some of the things that you're doing across the state, it's like you wish sometimes we can clone each of you and put them in schools that need those additional supports. And so again, I just can't say how grateful we are to be partners with you, to be able to say that we get to walk alongside you every year, every day, as you work with students across our state to make sure that they have the tools that they need to be able to take on the post-secondary journey. And just like Jason just shared, we want every student across our state to have access to a post-secondary journey, no matter what they choose, because we know it does end generational poverty. It is a way out. It gives them more options. It's the one word we always talk about when you talk about education. Education is about options. It's about options for students to be able to have better health care. It's about options for students to be able to choose where they live, because all of those things are determined by the money that you make. And education can be the door to open you up for better opportunities for high wage, high demand careers, whether it's military, 2 year, 4 year, whatever the journey takes you on. You all are the ones that make that possible. And we just can't say thank you enough. Today is just one way for us to say you are special. You deserve this moment. So hopefully you just don't see this as a Zoom call that I had to get on to get some PD. That is not what this is. This is a moment for you to be celebrated. We wish we could be in a room with confetti dropping on you, but we know this time of the year, if you're a counselor that hasn't taken a break yet, you're probably going to be logging out and headed straight to the beach after this call, and you deserve so. And so we just wanted to just take this moment to remind you that we see you, that we know that you every day you have to provide both the pressure and the support for your students, and you find a way to balance that. And so for that, we say thank you. And we hope that you all are able to take some time this summer and just rejuvenate yourself, refill yourself, because we know it takes a lot for you to do what you do every day with students. It is not an easy feat. And so we want to make sure that you don't forget for self-care. It is very important. You can't do for others if you're not filled. And so please, if you have the chance, I don't care if it's just staying in your room looking at the paint, just take a moment and just shut down and just be quiet and sit still and just relax and take in some time for yourself. So because believe it or not, these days of the summer are already going by fast. And so we want to make sure that when you return for fall of 2024, that you return 100% of yourself, because you'll have a whole new cohort of seniors that again, once you're going to have to apply both pressure and support to. And we want to make sure they get the best version of you. And the only way to do that is to refill yourself. And so again, on behalf of the Alabama Possible Board and our small but mighty team who so values working with you every day, and know that we're always here. If there are ideas that you have that we can better support you, please let us know. We're here for you. So we listen to what you need. You guide us in the supports you think you need. And we are here to fulfill that for you because we want you to be successful. So again, I just want to say thank you again. Congratulations to all of our winners today. Everyone on here is a winner, but of course, we're really excited about the schools who just really, really pushed the needle and really got it done and were able to get their students at a higher rate across the finish line. And so to you, congratulations. And hopefully you're taking a bow today to know that in spite of a year that all everyone was just so stressed about what was happening with FAFSA, you still found a way to still be successful. And so for that, we can't say thank you enough. And so again, we wish you the best. And so that the message you've taken from me today is just to know we see you and we thank you all for both pressure and support that you provide. And I will now turn it back over to Manisha.
Thank you, Chandra. Thank you for that welcome. And yes, congratulations to every single person on here. Yoruba, it's all yours now.
All right, thank you so much. So let's do a quick year in review. As we have learned throughout the academic year, we know that we have three components of the Alabama Goes to College campaign. First, we have the Cash for College, which basically looks at making sure that our graduating seniors have completed their FAFSA, which we know that all of you have worked with our students in doing that, so that they'll be able to have access to federal, state, and institutional aid to pay for their education after high school. This is another reason, as Chandra shared earlier, that we celebrate you all because we know that this has been a year like no other. So we dedicate this time to you. Second is the Alabama College Application Campaign. And the Alabama College Application Campaign is part of a national effort to increase the number of first-generation college students and students from low-income families pursuing a college degree or other higher education credential. The primary purpose of this effort is to help high school seniors navigate the complex college application and the admissions process to ensure that they apply to at least one post-secondary institution. And our third component is our College and Career Decision Day. College and Career Decision Day celebrates students committing to pursue their education past high school, whether to obtain a 2-year degree, a 4-year degree, a certificate, or industry recognized credential, entering the military, or pursuing a skilled trade. Now, this year, we had 381 high schools to participate in the Alabama Goes to College campaign. So this means that you were committed to working with them to make sure that they could benefit from your engagement with this program. Now, looking at the professional development, this year we had 13 professional development trainings and 4 community conversations, which we want to make sure that we thank our Educator Advisory Council for hosting those events. Now, in addition, we thank you for promoting our help desk. This year, we had a combination of 277 phone calls, text messages, and or emails. And this is in comparison to last year where we had 119 at this time. We also want to thank our 6 council members, third cohort that we had of our Educator Advisory Council. We want to thank you so much for your consistent effort in participating with Alabama Goes to College. And so now I'll turn it over to May so that she can discuss the Cash for College class of 2024.
Well, hi everyone. I'm May Whiting. I'm our Data and Research Director, and it's great to be here in celebration with you all. I'm here to talk about FAFSA completion, and as Chandra mentioned, y'all most certainly deserve some applause for making it through this difficult FAFSA season. We, of course, never want financial circumstances to prevent our seniors from pursuing post-secondary education and training. And while we know the FAFSA usually unlocks all of this critical aid for our students, we also know that this year's FAFSA was a significant burden for many of our students and their families, and of course, the educators and our community partners who support them. But despite the delays and despite the technical difficulties, our Alabama Goes to College partners persisted, resulting in 44.8% of their seniors completing a FAFSA by May 24th. And as a state, Alabama ranks 16th in the nation for FAFSA completion, and a wonderful accomplishment given the circumstances. And this achievement means that our partner students with the greatest financial need leveraged an estimated $63.2 million in Pell Grant aid. That is significant because this aid never has to be paid back. So we look forward to seeing this aid propel our students into their next steps, and we also look forward to a much simpler FAFSA next cycle. So thank you all for your patience and persistence that went into the accomplishments we're highlighting today. And I will now turn it over to Dr. Matt.
Thank you so much, May. Right quick, I know that Dr. Shields is very busy at this time, but she is online and she wants to jump in and say a quick good morning. Dr. Shields?
Thank you. And all I can do is apologize. You know how I didn't have trouble getting the Zoom link, and I'm just so glad to see everyone. And I see some familiar faces. I just want to say, as a mama of children who have relied on thought partners to help them through the FAFSA completions, one of them is actually a doctor now, and I don't have to tell you how many FAFSA applications she completed. I just want to tell everybody welcome. I'm so honored to be among you. I extend my deepest gratitude and appreciation for everything you do, how you dedicate your time. It's been a challenging year and we have persevered. I always say Alabamians are just gritty, and when it comes to helping children, we know what to do and we get it done. It's a daunting task for kids and families and to be those that are supporting our children. But as I'm looking around this Zoom room with your guidance and support, they have been able to navigate this with so much more ease and confidence. Your dedication to helping students achieve their dreams of higher education. I mean, that's why we're all doing this, right? It is so inspiring. And I think of all the faces I know right now that have higher paying jobs, have changed the trajectory of their lives because they completed a FAFSA application. Your hard work and commitment and making such a real difference in the lives of these kids and their families, it is just inspirational. On behalf of every single student, every single grandparent, mom, dad that you have helped, I want to say thank you. I hope that, you know, today's time together gives us an opportunity, yes, to fellowship, to celebrate, to share, you know, whatever experiences, and some are good and some are hard, but to learn from each other. I just wanted you to know that I am your biggest fan. I am so thankful for Alabama Possible. I have been a partner with them for going on a decade, working on the FAFSA lesson plans. And I always tell my friends with Alabama Possible, if you need me, I am there. I thank each of you for all you do. I wish you the best. And I ask each of you, I'm sure you've heard me say this before, is to hold me accountable to do what's right for your work and for our children. Thank you so much for letting me pop in late.
No worries. I know that Dr. Mack wants to speak about our Alabama College Application Week. Dr. Mack?
Good morning. I am the coordinator of the Alabama College Application Campaign, so I wanted to share some of the data from this year's campaign with you. This year, we had 65 colleges and universities to participate in our event, and we also had 286 schools to submit their data. As mentioned earlier, there were 381 schools that actually signed up, but of that 381, we had 286 schools to submit their data, showing the number of students that participated as well as applications submitted. Next slide. So here are the numbers from our 23-24 campaign. This includes our numbers from October as well as February. And we did have an increase in the number of college applications submitted. Next slide. Of those numbers, we had 93 high schools with 100% of their seniors to participate in activities, whether it was a tour, college fair, or submitting applications. And here is a list of those colleges and universities that actually participated, allowed students to submit applications for free this year. Next slide. So our upcoming event will be held October 7th through 11th, 2024. It's a little earlier than previous years, but we had a lot of schools that were on fall break during our normal time. So we have decided to push it up. So hopefully this will be a better time for everyone this year. Next slide. And here are a few pictures from our college application campaign event. We have Russell County High School, Oxford High School, and Prattville High School who participated in our events this year.
All right, thank you so much. Next, we are going to have Lisa King, who is the director of the American College Application Campaign with ACT. Lisa?
I am so honored to be here. My name is Lisa King. I'm the director of the American College Application Campaign, and we work closely with Dr. Mack and everybody hosting today's meeting today to support all the high schools that submitted data that are participating in your application week efforts. And so I'm really excited today to just recognize and honor our 2023 School of Excellence winner. If you can go to the next slide. And we'll actually just go ahead and jump to the next one. I wanted to first take a moment to highlight, you know, we mentioned 300 high schools participated this year, and 286 of you submitted data. This is what you're part of nationally. So as you can see, we had over 9,200 high schools across the country participating. There's 47 states in DC that are active. So we're really proud of Alabama, always showing up strong each year. You can see here the 460,000 students and 1.3 million applications submitted. So just for all of you on the call, they recognizing that you're part of something bigger here. And we're really excited that we've been able to make such strides and movements in supporting seniors and filling out those college applications. The campaign started as an idea at a Gear Up High School back in 2004. And it's so incredible to me to look and see us at 9,000 high schools now, so many years later. So we actually introduced the idea of acknowledging a school of excellence back in 2019. So this is a chance for us to lift up one high school in every state that's hosting a campaign for doing the work of reaching those seniors who need the help the most to get those applications submitted. And that we can really just look to and point to as shining star examples across the country. So this year, we are really proud to have 27 states that decided to participate in the awards for us. And if you want to go to that next slide, I can talk just a little bit about what we're sort of looking for here, but it's really to have a chance to highlight high schools across the country that are doing this amazing work that you're all doing, to be ones that are a great example in your state of what Alabama's looking for, to raise that awareness of the campaign itself and the need for supporting seniors on this part of the step of the bigger journey, and then again celebrate their success and for getting that step done. And so this year we were able to honor Russell County High School. We're really excited for that. Part of that selection criteria is making sure that data is submitted, that they're committed to the work that they're doing. And Russell County's been there for a long time doing this. They did a great job of involving all of their students and even going down to the other grades. So even though we're focused on senior year and getting the applications submitted, they're engaging those younger students to understand what the steps are and getting them excited about college at an early age. And they also incorporated having military and personnel there as well and other pathways. So making sure that those seniors are celebrated no matter what pathway they pick and that they're being educated, informed on how to decide what's the best path for them. And then they also did some great just social media to keep everybody active and included. So we're really excited to be able to honor Russell County High School this year. And I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Cassandra Denton, who's the career coach there, to talk about what they did. And congratulations, Cassandra.
Thank you and good morning. So first of all, I'd like that Ms. Scott said that we have to take an individualized approach to this. So that's exactly what we did. I worked 9 years in higher education, and in 2022, I decided to take a step down and say, hey, there's an obvious gap that our kids need, and what can I do to support our students where they are? So I will say we have an excellent team, from our ACT coordinator to our counselors to the career coach to our staff to our principal. So I do want to first say thank you all for your continued support in whatever crazy ideas we came up with. We went with it. And I will say for our 226 seniors, each one of them had the opportunity to participate in all the events that we hosted. And we got everybody involved. There was no single person that was left out, from the staff to the custodians to military to admissions recruiters. We were calling directives of admissions from the schools to come down instead of the standard recruiters. And that's really what made our success, what really drove our success in college application week. I think one of the things for me was assuming that the students know, and they really do not know. So we held them accountable. So I think for the most important thing out of our students, our class was able to draw in $5.3 million in scholarships this year. And I think that set a record for Russell County. And we are a very small school, but we have a loud voice. And I wanted that to resonate throughout the state. So I do want to thank Alabama Possible and actually Dr. Mack and everything that you guys provided, a lot of resources. So a lot of the stuff that you guys provided, whether it's slideshows, stickers, I applied, we incorporated every single thing. We were able to put signs on doors, get the teachers involved and telling the students what they did. And we actually encourage them to talk about it in the classroom. So we put a lot of work into college application week, and it did not start just in August. With the higher education background, I was able to, like I said, identify a lot of the needs that we were missing on the higher education side and bring them down to the high school. So we're thankful for the award, and we're excited about what's coming next. And I want to say one of the key factors for us was the student portfolio. I know I spoke on this for Alabama Possible, but with the student portfolio, we were able to get students ready way ahead of time. And their portfolio included recommendation letters, community service, everything that they needed as far as a student who is college ready, they had already. So when we were applying for scholarships, when we were going on college tours, when we were doing resume workshops, they had everything that they needed. So they didn't have to get ready. There was no scrambling. And I think that's one of our key success factors for our students. And they made decisions early on. So we made college and career signing day a big thing. Everybody gathered. We had the news there. We had people to sign for college scholarships. We had people to sign for military. We just made everybody feel important. One of my key takeaway factors was getting our IEP students college ready. So sometimes we forget about those students, but every single student deserves an opportunity, and that's just what we did this year. So thank you to Alabama Possible. Thank you to everybody that showed us support. It was something new for me as far as being on a high school level, but I'm excited for what you guys are doing, and it has been helpful.
Thank you so much, Cassandra. And again, congratulations. And next slide again. Now what we want to do is go ahead and let you know who our MVPs are. And I will go ahead and name them as they're listed on the slide before Casey Waters will go ahead and give her presentation. But this year, our extra small school was Casey Waters. She's a school counselor at Geneva High School. Our small school is Mary Kelly from Loveless Academic Magnet Program High School, and she's the school counselor. Next, we have Dr. Stephen Tarver, who is the lead counselor with Ramsey High School. And the large school is Dr. Brandon Turner, and he is the principal at Chelsea High School. And last but not least, for our extra large school, we have Oliver Aaron, who is the college counselor with Vestavia High School. So thank you so much. And if we could move to the next slide, we have Casey Waters with Geneva County High School.
Good morning. The first slide should be just pictures of my students. This is one of the ways we celebrated them, giving them an opportunity to wear the college shirts that they plan to attend. This goes into another celebration, and that's the big thing we talk about, how we're celebrating our seniors. In the next slide, you see our dog walk. In our dog walk, seniors are celebrated on their last days. We are a small school. I graduated 46 seniors this year. So we're fortunate that we're connected to our elementary school. It's just a sidewalk away. So we take our seniors through their building that they actually went to elementary school in, through middle school, walk through high school, to really gear them up to their last days and their final walk as graduates. That next slide should be our college and career signing day. just like Cassandra said, we made a big deal about it. We gave all of our students opportunities to sign, and we had their pictures displayed with their shirts of the colleges that they were planning on attending. We have a big breakfast that day. We do a senior video that day, so it's a really fun way to celebrate them and their journey through through this senior year. The next slide, I know that our big question was, how do you celebrate your seniors? But I did want to share with you how our journey to FAFSA completion. And one of those is to bring awareness and to prepare our students. I love the idea of the portfolio, trying to keep them organized and understanding of all the things that are going to be expected of them throughout their senior year. We're very fortunate that we have parents on board. Our meetings, almost every time we have all of our parents attend our meetings. Again, it's a small school, so we're fortunate that way. We are partnered with ESCC, Enterprise State Community College, which is our local college. It's about 20 minutes up the road. They start bringing FAFSA awareness as soon as students are in the 8th grade with our educational talent search. It's part of our TRIO program, their TRIO program. And then obviously we have an amazing career coach, and she is here anytime we need that extra help, whether it be college applications or completing the FAFSA or anything else. Next, we also have, going along with our local partners, like I said, Enterprise State Community College is one of our local partners. They send a FAFSA representative to help us get through that, and we needed them this year. It was a tough year. We definitely needed them. And then we are partnered also with our tech center, with our county. And one of the big fun things we do is an event called Lifeopoly. And we get our students hopefully aware of what some real world challenges are that they may experience, from writing a check to keeping important documents in a safe place to changing a tire. The slide that I'm hoping that you're seeing right now shows our local partnerships, and it shows some students writing checks. It shows them change a tire. And then there's another picture of, that is myself and our awesome GTech director. We're dressed as what not to wear for your interview. So they really got some really, it was a really fun day to share with our seniors on what comes next. And then obviously we have incentives and rewards involved in FAFSA completion. Obviously, incentives, it's going to be scholarships. We usually have quite a few that apply for the College Count Scholarship. So that's usually based on financial need, and several of our students do receive that scholarship, and they require FAFSA. And thankfully, this year they let us turn in tax documents instead. And then last, we provide our students with a community learning day once they complete the FAFSA, so that they have a day to work on scholarships, go on college tours, volunteer, just a chance for them to not have to come to campus, but work on those things that they need to do to be college ready. And then that last slide is going to show my senior class this year at our Lifeopoly Day. So we've had a great year. It's definitely been challenging. We appreciate Alabama Possible for all their support and all the webinars and all the extra ideas to get our kids excited about their next steps.
Thank you so much, Casey. We really appreciate that. Next, we will have Mary Kelly from Lamp High School. And if we could also go to the next slide. Thank you so much. I yield the floor to you, Mary.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for allowing me to be here and be a part of this. And we're so excited to be the small school winner. If you'll go to the next slide, a little bit about me. Our question was about how we support the underclassmen. And so if you'll go to the next slide, talked about what LAMP is, and LAMP has a reputation, at least locally and in the state, about what we do at LAMP. And I just wanted to hit on some of the things that start with the motivation of the students, the motivation of the parents, the motivation of the community, and in our school, and the mindset. And a lot of that is built on the AP scores and testing that we do starting in 9th grade. And then lastly, the AP focus of what we do academically to help our kids get to college, through the scope and sequence, and through the AP path to college. And then at the next slide. We were founded in this fall. We'll celebrate 40 years as a magnet program in Montgomery Public School System. And since the beginning, it's been about those highly academically motivated students taking AP classes and AP tests to get to college. And so they're very academically motivated. The students are, and the parents are, the whole community. The culture at LAMP is definitely college going. And we have, we are a magnet school within MPS, so we have students from all over Montgomery public school systems that come to all the schools that come to LAMP as a magnet program. If you'll go to the next slide, just to touch on the AP, because that's our magnet focus. Last year, we had 404 students take AP tests, and 77% of them scored a 3 or higher. And that includes 9, 10, 11, and 12th grade from last year. We just finished our AP testing with everybody else. We did over 1,028 tests this year. We only have 421 students, and 403 of those took AP test this year. We'll get those results this summer like everybody else. Next slide, please. And then the ACT, what our results are. And again, we start AP classes in 9th grade. And then they increase over the course of their scope and sequence. Next slide, please. We're very intentional about prepping the students for college, and that includes testing. And so we are very intentional about giving the PSAT to 9th, 10th, and 11th grade students. Most schools give it just in 11th grade, where the students, that's where the National Merit semifinalist comes from. We give it to 9th grade, 10th grade, and 11th grade to give them exposure to that very rigorous test, so that when they get to 11th grade, they've had 2 years under their belt of experience of taking that test, in addition to the other tests that they take. And I don't know if this is correlated or not, but historically, like this past year, we had 17 semifinalists, and 16 of those made the finalist cut. So we're very proud out of 98 students. Next slide, please. And so I want to talk a little bit about what the coursework looks like that preps the students for that college going mindset here at LAMP. And that's the courses that every LAMP student has to process through to graduate from LAMP as an academic magnet. Next slide. We offer 26 of the 39 AP courses from the College Board. And so in addition to the core classes, which I'll show that in just a second, most of our elective options are also AP. So next slide. And so this is kind of where we start. We start with 9th grade, all honors in the core with 1 AP in history. And then we also, every freshman takes research, speech, and debate as part of the core requirements at LAMP, so that they can learn how to do research that AP and colleges require, how to speak effectively, and how to debate appropriately, to prep them for the academic things that they are involved in, and also our clubs that help them. And then 10th grade, jump into more AP. By 11th and 12th grade, all the students are taking all 4 core in AP classes. And again, like I said, most of the electives are AP as well. Next slide. And so how do we help the freshmen? We encourage them to meet with college reps. I have college reps the only time they sign up is during our lunch and flex, which is 50 minutes in the middle of the day for all students. And I place them intentionally in a high traffic area between the places where they go to lunch and classes to meet with all the college reps, the military reps that come, anybody that comes to speak with the students. That's where they can have time to meet with them, and all students are available to do that. Again, I covered that all the ninth grade take research and debate. And we also have ASU's Gear Up program with just the ninth grade that enhances their experience at LAMP and tracks them for college and career readiness. Next slide. And that's that's what we do. We have our teachers are great. We're talking about FAFSA College Application Week. Our teachers are wonderful partners that really talk that up and provide time in their classes to do that. To touch on the seniors, every Wednesday was a shirt dress down day for the seniors to wear their college shirt throughout the year, and where they were thinking about the schools that they were choosing, and then they reveal that on Honors Day in the spring, right before graduation. So that's kind of the culture and the reasoning behind what we do here at LAMP.
All right, thank you so much, Mary. Now, next we'll have Dr. Stephen Tarver from Ramsey High School. Next slide, please.
Okay, good morning. We have our entire team here from Ramsey High School. Next slide. So one of our initiatives every year is the FAFSA Mixer. We really take pride in our FAFSA completion. And so every year we had the FAFSA Mixer. Of course, with all the issues going on with FAFSA, we had to start late. We had the Mixer on January the 13th, and that's just a document from the Mixer during that day. Each student had a different station to go to. We had the military, different fraternities and sororities in the building, Birmingham Promise, College Prep U, other organizations to help us throughout the year. But at the end of the day, it was to complete the FAFSA. Next slide. As we mentioned earlier, we partner with several organizations to complete the FAFSA every year. College Prep U is one of our biggest supporters. Yeah, College Prep U, again, local fraternities and sororities, and we also have military personnel as well. So every student have a chance to go to every station for the FAFSA Mixer. Okay, again, College Prep U, along with the Birmingham Promise, facilitating this process. College Prep U comes in every Thursday. They came in every Thursday, rather, to assist our scholars with the FAFSA process. Birmingham Promise came every other Wednesday as well. So our students had a lot of support when it came to FAFSA completion. FAFSA growth from last year to this year, I would just say, of course, we had over 100 participants that attended the FAFSA Mixer this year, which is great. Normally our attendance was roughly 65 to 70 students, but this year it was over 100. So we are very, very, very thrilled that we had such a great outpour and turnout of parents and students. And some of the strategies that we use, of course, we have the FAFSA Mixer every year. We have FAFSA completion drawings. Of course, we reach out to parents, we call them. And again, we have what you call a weekly FAFSA Blitz with the Birmingham Promise and College Prep U. So what we want to do is just kind of stay within that 95% percentile, and now numbers have either remained the same or increased every year.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Tarver. Next, we're going to have Dr. Brandon Turner, who is the principal with Chelsea High School. Next slide.
Hi, good morning. I really appreciate you having me here today, and I'm sorry that my counselor could not attend, but I do want to take time to thank her, Ms. Farrah Fowler, and also our career coach, Miss Anna Jones. They played a key role really in us being able to have a high rate of FAFSA completion. I think a lot of us do very similar things in terms of with our seniors, whether it be the stuff relative to grad walks and the college signing days, and even the stuff leading up to that, like the encouragement of the AP classes, the emphasis on the ACT scores, which all of that, kind of compiles into a college mindset. But I just wanted to talk really about, our process specifically for the FAFSA completion, and it's really quite simple. The first thing that we do is to really just make it an informative thing for our kids in terms of really two key areas. Number one, that this is something that that we look at as a requirement for you to do, and secondly, just as importantly for our kids, is we let them know that, look, if nothing else, even if you don't want money from the government, this is oftentimes required for many scholarships to get approved. And that's something that we really put out there to kids, is this is a way that not just for you to get loans from the government, but also for you to be able to get some scholarship money, from other schools and other places. And that's kind of a requirement that some of them have. So we do that. From that point, we really just stay on them. We provide at least 2 sessions a year where they can come to a computer lab. They can do that, and then we also just work with them one-on-one. So for the ones that maybe weren't able to come to the big sessions or do it at home, our career coach, Miss Jones, she will literally just sit down with them right next to a computer so that they can do that. And we just keep following up with them. And that's really the process that we have. We try to put a lot of individualism on that, and just and work with kids in the ways that they need to be, and just meeting them where they are. And again, it's just the staff that we have and the efforts that they put into it that allowed us to be able to have this completion and to get this honor. We're very proud to do so.
Thank you so much, Dr. Turner. We appreciate your time. And next we have Oliver Aaron, who is the college counselor with Vestavia Hills High School.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coordinating this and having us. The question that we had presented by Alabama Possible is, did we provide incentives for students? We did not, other than the fact of what Chelsea and Ramsey had talked about in some other schools, that it's so important for additional scholarships, some of the endowed scholarships or institutional money that the colleges in state and out of state provide to students require that the FAFSA be completed. And sometimes that's just part of the checklist. And when parents and students hear that, that's really when we're able to get them to jump on board. For the ones that are hesitant, and sometimes we all have students that are, or parents that are hesitant about providing tax information to government agencies that already have the tax information. Some things that we did this year, and this is for our entire counseling team, is I'm just able to step in today. Some of them have already left for the summer, but everyone on our counseling team is involved with the FAFSA. Some things that we did this year with the hiccups, with the FAFSA, with the new FAFSA, increasing the communication with students and the parents. All students are on a remind, so we're able to send out reminds to students. The best way to communicate with students is really sending that out. We can do that through newsletters or emails, but we found that sending reminds really get the students really check those. Increase awareness about the FAFSA through the parent newsletter that our office sends every month. When we've stepped that up, that's become every 2 to 3 weeks, where in previous years we'd send it every month. A couple of other things we have seen, and we all know a little bit about the summer melt that can happen. We have students and parents that did not fill the FAFSA out. We see this historically every year, that did not fill it out before graduation, but they will come in. Fortunately, I'm 12 months, so I'll be here all summer. They will come in once they go to college orientation, wherever that college is, and get that bill from their institution and say, oh goodness, where am I going to come up with this money? And they will come back in June or July and fill out the FAFSA. So that's happened, and we see more and more of that every year. One of the ways that we start and target students is we pull our free and reduced lunch kids because we know that they're going to be 100% Pell. So that's one of the first things that we do when the FAFSA opens is go ahead and get those students in. And another thing is we tell those students that, especially our first generation college kids, our McKinney-Vento, or our kids that just need a little more help walking through the process. After they're, when they're in their freshman year of college or second year of college, during the summer while they're here or while they're on break from college after the FAFSA opens, once they're in college, to come back to the high school. And I'll sit down, and our counseling team will sit down and help them fill it out even after they've graduated. Because, like I say, it does take a village. And that village doesn't stop once they walk across the stage in May of their senior year. We want them to enter college, but we want them to matriculate through and graduate from college. So getting them there the freshman year is important, but they're going to continue and have sophomore year and junior and senior year. So we encourage them to come back in the summer if they need help. And annually, that's right now we've probably had about 24 former students that have graduated from Vestavia Hills that have taken us up on it so far this year. And I mentioned kids after they go to orientation will come back. At 1 o'clock today, I have a student and parent coming in that did not fill the FAFSA out during the school year, that they're going to be doing it today because they got their bill and realized college is expensive. Yeah, that's all I have. And again, the last thing is just a compliment to our entire counseling team. Really have just all hands on deck and pushing the FAFSA.
All right, thank you so much. Now, Dr. Mack, I'm going to yield the floor to you. I know the next 2 slides are about upcoming trainings.
Yes, if you're interested in any of the trainings, please email me if you need additional information. We have AETC, all of these are in Mobile. That will be in a couple of weeks. And then, of course, Mega Conference is in July. And then Career Tech Summer Conference is also in July. The Alabama School Counseling Association will hold their virtual conference, and we've been sending that information out. So if you're interested in that, it will be virtual, held June 12th of this year. Next slide. We also have additional trainings. If you're interested in the Program of Distinction, you will need to register for that event. And there are specific locations for that. We'll have our new Counselor Academy. Again, it will be in September at Troy Montgomery. And this event will be for counselors with 5 years or less experience. And then the Alabama School Counseling Association will have their conference. It will be held at the University of Montevallo this year. Normally it has been virtual, but now it will be face-to-face. And then our Alabama Counseling Association Fall Conference will be held in Montgomery this year at the Renaissance Hotel, November 20th through 22nd. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. One thing I did also want to share before we go to next steps is that you all will be receiving a copy of this presentation. So all the hyperlinks that you see, especially regarding the training that Dr. Mack just spoke of, those hyperlinks will take you directly to the websites. Now, as far as next steps, we want to really encourage you all that when you get this link, that you go ahead and register for the 2024-25 Alabama Goes to College campaign. And we also want to announce that we've already opened up the application process for the 2024-25 Educator Advisory Council. So please make certain that you look into that if you're interested in participating. And those applications will be due no later than noon on August 12th. All right, next slide, please. So I'm going to turn it over to May regarding completing our survey, but we will also be sending you a follow-up email with the presentation along with a survey link for the end of year and an address, a form to fill out your address so that we have a current mailing address so that we can send you your t-shirts.
Okay, well, thank y'all for spending your time with us today. Like Yoruba mentioned, we would greatly appreciate your feedback, not only on this event, but also our campaign as a whole. So you can do that by completing the form that will be in our follow-up email, but I'm also dropping it in the chat right now. So this is the main way that we learn what y'all are looking for, what we can do to better support you. And this survey will actually be in place of any poll questions that we usually do here on Zoom. So if you're not a high school educator, the survey will only take about 3 to 5 minutes. If you are a high school educator, we'd of course like to learn a lot more from y'all and how we can be a support. So we're getting your feedback on the entire campaign, and the survey will take around 15 minutes or so. So you'll find the link in the chat. You'll also find it in the follow-up email. And then like Yoruba mentioned, there will be a separate link to a form so that you can give us your contact information and we can send you a token of our appreciation. So please have both of those completed by Friday, June 14th at noon. We can go to the next slide. So high school educators can claim professional development hours by registering in PowerSchool. You'll register with course number 309514, and then section number 503481. The only way to receive credit is for you to register in PowerSchool so that your attendance during this webinar can be matched to your PowerSchool registration. I'm dropping the link to PowerSchool now into the chat. And then please note that you might see this PD showing as 1 hour in PowerSchool, but I believe you will receive 1.25 hours for your attendance. You can go to the next slide. So this is information for our social work students. You can scan the following code to receive CEUs for today's event. So I'll give you a moment to scan that. And then any questions related to the contact hours for social work students, please use the email address that you see provided on the bottom of your screen. All right, we'll go on to the next slide. And before we close today, we want to remind you of our Alabama Goes to College help desk. While you take your well-deserved break, we hope that you'll send your students and their families our way by referring them to the help desk. Like Yoruba mentioned earlier, it's been an honor seeing a significant increase in the number of texts and calls that we receive through this line. So thank you for trusting us with your families. And we, of course, want our educators and our partners to enjoy their summer breaks, knowing that we're available to answer really any question about the college and career planning process. So we'll be here all summer to assist your graduating seniors as they launch into their next steps. So you can call or text at 334-316-6155. And we'll go to the next slide. And I'll now turn it over, I believe, to our Executive Director, Chandra Scott.
First, I want to say again, congratulations to all of our winners today. First, I want to say thank you for sharing your strategies. It's great that we can use this space to do some co-learning and co-sharing with each other, with your peers, and hoping they've taken away a nugget or two that can help them in their coming up fall year when they're beginning to launch off with a new cohort of high school seniors. First, I want to again also thank Dr. Mack, just for your partnership and for your support and walking alongside with us in this work, allowing us to be a valued partner with the Alabama State Department of Education. And we truly do value that partnership. And thank you so much for all the input you give us and the support that you provide as well. I want to again thank our board chair for being able to, Jason, for joining us this morning and being able to welcome us and get our day started. I really appreciate you being able to celebrate with our educators on today. And I see our past board chair was able to join as well. So thank you, Ron, as well, for being able to join. And again, it just shows how much you guys mean to us. We want to make sure that we elevate and celebrate you. Again, like May just said, we want you to enjoy the summer. So just know that Alabama Possible is here to stand in the gap and ready and willing to support your students. I know you all are familiar with the term summer melt, but this year we have switched it a little bit and talked about summer build because we felt like there was nothing to melt because the FAFSA season started so late. We're still building it. So just know we're here and ready to take calls from families and students to support them while you're taking a little deserved R&R. And again, as a token of our appreciation, you all will receive an Uber Eats voucher today that you can use it today for lunch or tomorrow, whenever you choose to use it. But again, it's just our way of saying thank you because we were together. We would definitely be in celebratory and being able to eat together and celebrate together. So we can't do it together. So we'll make sure you can do it at your own time. So again, we can't say thank you enough for all that you do. We wish you all a great summer, and I know it's probably going to go super fast. So please, like I said, I truly encourage you to make sure you take time for self-care. So that way your students in the next year can get 100% of who you are and the best versions of you, because they will need both the pressure and the support from you once again. And so again, congratulations to all of our winners, especially also to our School of Excellence winner for the Alabama College Application Campaign. Congratulations to you as well. And so I wish you all a wonderful summer, and we look forward to seeing each of you in fall 2024. Have a great day, everyone.